Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm showing you how I paint waves and surf and an ocean view. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, please remember to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching. This is not hard painting to do. You will need a lot of extra white paint for the surf. Here's my palette for today: titanium white, cadmium yellow light, raw sienna, raw umber, French ultramarine blue, sap green and alizarin crimson. But I really didn't need either the alizarin crimson or the raw umber. So I'm going to start off with the sand and mix raw umber, cadmium yellow light along with some titanium white to do a band of the sand, most of which will be covered by surf at the base of the painting. I'll make it a little darker where the water will cover. I'm putting a band of pale yellow where the waves start beyond the surf, so that I can sort of indicate sunlight through the wave, and this may be a little more than I need. Using sap green, some yellow and a touch of French ultramarine, I'm mixing up an aqua color. I'll probably add titanium white to that to make it a little more opaque. I'll add this color up to the horizon line. I'm going to make the distant sea view a little darker. I'm using some masking tape to give me a nice straight horizon line. I usually do this bit a little bit earlier in the painting, to be honest, but I'm painting with acrylics today, so it doesn't really matter. I'm sure that paint is almost dry enough anyway to do this part. I'm curving my brush around to paint the curl of the wave, and I probably will go over this several times with different colors. The wave itself causes a shadow, and I can never seem to get the whole thing right with the first stroke. I always have to go over and over, adding more paint or taking paint away to get the look I want. I know there are waves in the ocean, but I find it easiest to paint horizontal lines, especially in the surf and behind where the foreground waves are crashing. At this part, I'll add the foam to the wave, to the tops of the wave, and onto the beach as well, and I do that with a flat brush. At some point I'll add spray, and I'll do that with a toothbrush. I find that gives me a nice splattering effect, but I do have to take some of that out as well. You'll see when I do that part. And like I say, I go in several times making lights and darks, shadows and highlights as I go along. I like the surf to be crashing heavily on the shore. I think it looks more interesting, and I'll add the little waves in the background, just tiny dabs, very thin because they're far away, so you don't want to make them too heavy, and always in horizontal lines. Chrissy has joined me in my efforts. She always jumps up onto the table and helps me paint. I don't know why, I don't know what the attraction is, but my other cat doesn't do it. Painting ocean water is a bit of an experiment for me. I haven't been doing it that long, well, maybe a few years. And there are some really good YouTube videos on this subject, and you'd find those very helpful, I'm sure. But for me, every time I do a new wave painting, I try different techniques just to see if I can improve my waves and surf. I almost never put out enough white paint. I always have to stop and add more. I'm painting in the sky using French ultramarine blue with white and titanium white, that is, and I'll add clouds to this as well, just to add interest to the painting. I'm going to take this tape off and put it on the ocean part at the horizon line, leaving a tiny amount left over just so that I can make the sky and the ocean horizon line meet neatly. I'm also adding titanium white to make this part of the sky, the lowest part of the sky, as much paler than the top of the sky. I'm adding a little more cloud just to make the two parts of the sky that I've painted come together. Now when I take this tape off, I'll have a nice straight horizon line, which you must have when you're painting water. If you have a crooked horizon line, your eye will not read that correctly. It will look very strange. I'm going to try using this old bristle brush to increase the foaminess of the surf. I think if I just sort of dot that on, it might look more realistic. It's worth a try. I've dipped this rigger brush in some water, and I'm going to use titanium white to put in the all those little drizzly lines that you see in surf. I have seen people do this in a particular pattern, but I don't. I just sort of drag a few lines on here and there and hope that it will look realistic. I feel it's getting there. It's not quite looking how I want to see it. Surf carries, it casts its own shadow. So I'm using this French ultramarine blue mixed with titanium white to give me a shadow. And I won't leave these lines just as I'm putting them on. I'll go in and drag a little white paint over them just to fade them out or blend them in, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to add some darker shadow under the curling edge of the wave. I still try to keep that curving line with my brush to indicate that wave rising up and curling over. That's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm not doing too much of it, just here and there, just to indicate that shadow and the depth of the water. I made that length of that line a little too long, so I'm using horizontal strokes to just sort of shorten it a little bit. So here's the toothbrush, and I'm going to dip that into titanium white and flick the paint onto the canvas to give the effect of spray. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. I always end up getting too much spray on, but it's better to have too much, especially when you're painting with acrylics. It's easy to wipe out what you don't need, and it's better to have too much than too little, because then you can go over and pick out the things you like and wipe out the parts that you don't like. So I'm not sure I've made things any better, and I'm pretty sure there's stuff on there that I need to take off. But that's the way I paint, you know, I'm always like putting things in and taking things out. I'm just using my flat brush, and I'm going to knock down some of the thicker paint. I don't think it really does anything for the surf, and I'm really not happy with the way it looks at the moment. I've lost my shadow here, so I'm going to try putting that in again. I always enjoy painting with acrylics because you can go over things, take things out, and repaint whole patches of your painting. All the bits you don't like, saving all the bits that you do. It's a great medium to work with. I'm mixing up more of this darker aqua color to try and get back that shadow under the curling wave. I've tried a few times now. We'll see how it goes. My teachers used to say, if you want to paint clouds, think clouds, and they'll come out the end of your brush. And I find it sort of works with clouds, but rarely works with the waves. I really have to work at my waves to get them to look how I want them to look, not necessarily how they really do appear, but I guess I have some weird standard in there that I'm trying to achieve. At this point, my waves are looking a little better, in my opinion. And I still have to do some more about the curling edge of the wave and also the surf coming onto the sand. I'm using this old stubbly bristle brush, and I'm going to use titanium white and try to increase that spray surf effect that you get on waves. This might be overdoing it a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to use this large round and load it with titanium white, and I'm trying to drag on that leading edge of a wave, you know, the part that is curling over and crashing down. I've got all the foamy stuff on there, the spray, but I'm trying to get that curling edge. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm just going to drag my brush across the top of the wave, and hopefully with the combination of that and the stipple, I'll get a realistic looking wave. I'm mixing a pale green. I'm going to put a headland in the distance on the horizon. I think that will help make the painting a little more interesting. I'll put in some birds and a boat as well. But I'm going to use a paint pen, I think, to put in the boat. It's very distant and it might be a little too green. I think I might have made my horizon line look wonky. But hey, at this point, I think it's okay. It's a sunny green, that's how I like to think of it. Using a paint pen to put in birds and a little sailboat. Well, that's it really for waves and surf. Ocean views are an ongoing experiment for me. I've done better and I've also done worse in my opinion. So this is not a bad attempt. I'm pretty pleased with it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please help my channel grow by giving me a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button. And thank you for watching. Bye.